Welcome back to Meet the Author. We're so glad to have you join us one more time for this week's episode because we have a marvelous guest. We have 12-year-old Marissa Wingerter. And Marissa has been, welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So glad you could come. She's done some amazing things in her life already. In fact, starting off in kindergarten, she wrote a little short chapbook which won first place in the whole state of Mississippi on the PBS contest. And then again in third grade, she got third place. Her first place went into the nationals, and she's continued to write since. So welcome. Tell us about your writing.
Well, ever since I was really young, like even when I first began to read, I always had an interest in writing. So in kindergarten, when this contest came up, I really, I really wanted to enter, and I really just had this cute idea for a book. It was about a little caterpillar, and she wanted to be a beautiful butterfly because all her friends were beautiful. So one day she went to a fountain, and she put a penny in, and she wished to be a butterfly. And then she went back to her cocoon, and the next day she was a butterfly, and she was so happy.
That is really great. I love the whole moral of the idea that if you want to do something and you concentrate and you work on it, you can achieve that. Show us the book. I think you have it back here.
I do.
And a little red ribbon holding it together, and it won first place in the whole state.
Yes.
And then went to the nationals. That's amazing. Open up a page. I don't know we can really see much of it, but see individual drawings of the caterpillar and the little writing. It's just amazing. What a great story.
And then in the end, all her friends were really sweet about it, and they said that she was beautiful no matter what.
Oh, isn't that great? And then the other book you brought?
In first grade, I wrote this book called The Little Panda, and a lost panda was looking for his mom, and some kids went and helped him, and they finally found his mom in the end.
What inspired you to write this book?
I don't remember. I know in first grade, you miss your mom because it's only your second year of school, so you're always missing your mom, and a lot of kids were really missing their mom. I had been in preschool, so I was okay, but I think it also was about I've read other books where it's about traveling with little talking animals. That was my favorite kind of book, talking animals, looking for things and exploring.
That is wonderful. What great books you have. And so now you've gotten more mature, you're going to 7th grade, and you continue to write. And you were telling me that you've actually written a play that was produced. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we do a project in our gifted class at school, and we always get to learn about whatever we want for an entire hour. And I actually wrote 2 plays and 1 short movie, a short film, and it was really cool. We got to, I forgot what I was gonna say, I'm sorry. But the play was about, the short film was about belonging. You have to belong.
So it's a film, and actually you took pictures and produces on a YouTube type thing?
Yes, we used iMovie, which is an app, and we sent it in to Lynn Meadows Discovery Center because they were having a film festival, and mine got featured in the film festival, and it was about a new kid coming in, and he was weird, but the girl, she used to be that way also, so they kind of really got along. Even though they were really 2 different personalities, they became really good friends.
What a good moral. I love your creativity, your excitement, and you have such a good heart. So you're telling me earlier about all these different projects you've done, about these great things you've accomplished. Tell us, I guess, one thing that really stuck with me was the buddy bench. And I want to hear that story. Put that story on the camera for us.
Okay, well, when I was in 4th grade, I saw that a lot of kids didn't have anyone to play with at recess. And so I decided that I wanted to donate a buddy bench to my elementary school. So the buddy bench is basically a little bench that you put on your playground, and it's for kids who don't have anyone to play with and are too shy to ask someone to play with them, or someone who's just looking to make new friends. They can sit on the bench, and other kids are encouraged to come ask you and to play with them.
That's nice, and it's so pretty. Then you wanted to do this. Tell me more how it developed. You wanted to to put it in other schools, and you were telling me you did a GoFundMe project. I mean, you're just so determined to get everything done.
Yes. Well, I really wanted other schools to have this because like it was really working at my school. A lot of kids were sitting on the bench and everyone was like, oh, let's go ask them to play. So I wanted this for other schools. So my mom and I started a GoFundMe page, and Shaggy's, which is a restaurant, actually found my GoFundMe page and wanted to sponsor me, and they sent Buddy Benches out to all of the elementary schools in the Gulfport School District. And kids were also encouraged to paint them and make them really cute and put inspiring quotes and things like that on it.
How wonderful. So anybody who goes to one of these Buddy Benches knows that Marissa's had the original idea. They're called Shaggy's Benches, and I would appreciate Shaggy sponsoring them. And then there was a similar thing you did, you're telling me about recently, I guess just this year, where you take rocks and you paint kind words on them that kids can pick up and get inspired. Tell us about that project.
Yes, well, I saw this online, and it's kind of a play on words. It's called Kindness Rocks, and we decided to...
Kindness rocks.
Yes, Kindness Rocks.
Yeah.
Because kindness, it rocks, so we put kind quotes on rocks. And you make the rocks really pretty and write things like, you're amazing, you're loved, things like that. And I set them out at a little park, and you could just take it home. And if you wanted, you can even bring one back that you made and someone else can bring it home.
Well, that's really nice. And another wonderful, successful project. You're young, you're vibrant, you have all these ideas, you're so determined to do so much. You're an inspiration, I'm sure, of so many children, and parents too will say, I want my child to be like that.
Thank you.
What do you see for yourself in another, say, when you graduate from high school? What is your goals? What do you think?
Well, I want to go to a good college and maybe become a lawyer and maybe a journalist as a side
lawyer
job.
Or a journalist?
Yes. And I also am really interested in photography, so whatever job I have, I would love to do that just for fun, as a side job, and really just I want to move maybe up north somewhere where you can get a really good, maybe write some more books.
Write some more books?
Where it's easier to get published.
Maybe so. Getting published can be done anywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything is done online and producing. I have my books self-published, though a lot of people do custom, regular publishing, traditional publishing, very successful. So, do you have a book now? I understand you're working on a book. You have a concept, at least.
Yes, I just came up with a concept for a book. It would be a short novel for young adults or teenagers. And I don't want to give too much away, but it has something to do with powers, where at a certain age you can have a power.
It's like a science fiction. You can develop it. You get some type of power, like I can turn invisible or something like that.
Yes, you get to choose whatever power you'd like.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very useful. Very useful. And so you're going to 7th grade, and that's middle school, right?
Yes.
And do you have class offices? Do you run to office in those?
We have Student Council and NJHS, which is National Junior Honor Society.
Are you a member of that?
I am,
Yeah.
yes.
You're an officer?
Well, you have to be in 8th grade to be an officer for National Junior Honor Society.
Okay.
So I can't become one yet. But for Student Council, which I made Student Council, I am co-chairman for our winter dance. And there are a lot of different things you can run for, but that's one of the things I ran for, and I actually won.
Marissa, you are amazing. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
by. We're just all astounded at all the things that you've done, that you're going to accomplish. I'm sure years from now your name will be in lights somewhere. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us on Meet the Authors. We've had a wonderful show, 2 great guests, and there'll be more to come. Remember to check out my website, where all the authors, not the ones today because they're both self-published or pending published, but people who've been here before have their books, and I have my books. All of these shows, to this show and all the future shows and past shows are on YouTube.